Russian oil is yet again in the spotlight, this time hitting Russia's energy partners. US President Donald Trump has recently said that he's okay with the legislation. The legislation proposes sanctions against countries trading with Russia. As per Trump, Republicans are working on legislation that will impose sanctions on any country doing business with Russia. The US president told reporters,
"I hear they're doing that, and that's okay with me. They're passing legislation. The Republicans are putting in legislation, very tough sanctioning, on any country doing business with Russia. They may add Iran to that. I suggested it. So any country that does business with Russia will be very severely sanctioned. We may add Iran to the formula."
Now this puts limelight back on India and China because India and China are two biggest importers of Russian energy. But why is Trump putting these tariffs in the first place? Well, as per Trump, Russia's trading partners are responsible for fueling the war against Ukraine, especially consumers of Russian energy. Apparently, this decision is also being looked at as a measure aimed to pressurize Russia and President Vladimir Putin. For the unversed, the USA last month imposed sanctions on Russia's two biggest oil companies, Rosneft and Lukoil, a move which has severely crippled Russia's energy economy. Now, with the latest 500% tariffs move, how can it impact Russia's energy economy? Let's take a look at what we know about the bill so far and how will it impact India. According to Bloomberg, the new bill would allow Trump to impose tariffs of up to 500% on imports from countries that have trade ties with Russia. The bill is introduced by Senator Lindsey Graham. The proposal has near unanimous backing in the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Graham and Senator Richard Blumenthal have jointly introduced the Sanctioning Russia Act of 2025, which seeks to impose secondary tariffs and sanctions on countries that continue to fund Putin's barbaric war in Ukraine. The proposed legislation has 85 co-sponsors in the Senate. This bill puts Russia's two of the largest oil trading partners, India and China, on the front. India and China are already on the radar of the US president for continuing trade with Russia. In fact, he has earlier called both countries the primary funders of Russia's war in Ukraine. So far, China hasn't faced any action despite repeated warnings, but India has. President Trump imposed a 25% penalty tariff on India in August, saying the country is fueling the war in Ukraine. With this, the total tariff on India has now doubled to 50%. India and China are almost certain to remain on this list. And now President Trump has hinted he may also consider adding Iran to it. According to the latest data released by the Helsinki-based Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air, India has emerged as the second largest importer of Russian crude oil in October, purchasing crude worth $2.5 billion. This follows China, which retained its position as the top buyer with imports valued at $3.7 billion. India bought fossil fuels worth $3.1 billion from Russia, while China's purchases were almost double at $5.8 billion. Turkey came in third with $2.7 billion in imports, and the European Union followed with energy purchases of about $1.1 billion. This comes even as Western countries keep pinching nations to cut down on buying Russian energy, saying the money helps fund Moscow's war in Ukraine. The Trump administration has already slapped a 50% tariff on goods coming in from India. This includes a 25% penalty for buying Russian crude, effective from August 27 this year. Both countries say their relationship remains friendly and trade discussions are ongoing, but so far there's been no breakthrough or new agreement. This bill has been introduced at a critical moment. Russia is stepping up its offensive to capture the key eastern Ukrainian rail hub of Pokrovsk while also continuing airstrikes across Ukraine. Meanwhile, Ukraine has increased its long-range attacks on Russian oil facilities, striking deeper into Russian territory than before. So do you think Trump's 500% tariff move will stop the Russia-Ukraine war? What do you think? Share with us in the comment section below.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.